Good morning, everybody. We have had a full night's rest, and now we're back on the road.
So much better. So we're now headed down the Gulf Coast just a little bit, try to see a little bit of sights since we've driven all this time. It's going to be a total of around 34 hours-ish. So we're going to take a little bit of side detour, get a little bit of the coast, and then head back up to I-10, make our way across Mississippi, getting up to I-20, and the rest of the way back home to Dallas.
So we learned some cool stuff about the car since we've been in the car for over 10 hours now. We were kind of curious about the drive modes and how they apply. One of the cool features is this EV mode.
So you can put it, we're in sport mode now. If we go left into quiet mode, it'll stay in EV up to 35 miles an hour. As long as you're only giving it about a quarter to half throttle, you can get up to 35 mile an hour and never turn on the engine. You have a gauge that lets you know where your battery life is. It has recharging capabilities from both the motors as well as braking, and it gives you an assist charge gauge, so it becomes a bit of a game to see, well, how much can I charge back into the EV as the blue bar of the EV drains down. But it'll stay completely silent for you until the motors kick in above 35 mile an hour. Now, or I punch it too much, so I went past half throttle, and now the engine woke up. So now you can get going again. The EV mode is really nice for that. Really helps out at 70, 80 mile an hour. The car is super quiet, really easy to have a conversation, no droning, limited on the road noise of the tires.
And the RPMs.
And oh yeah, the RPMs inside of quiet mode will only let you go to 4,000 RPM, which is still plenty whenever you need to get around somebody as you're doing 70. Hey, I need to pass this car. You don't have to leave EV mode or quiet mode to be able to get around and have enough juice to get going. I found out the car is a little over 4,400 pounds, close to 4,500, so she's heavy, but all this extra technology really makes it fast. And then you can put it into sport mode. When you go into sport mode, changes some of the instrument details as you go in there, right? Changes around anytime you go through each mode, and your RPM gauges digitally change for you. Sport mode allows you to have both EV capabilities, which is what it's driving in now, no motors on at 34 miles an hour, as well as having a bit more of a fun, sporty drive. And then you can go over into Sport Plus. You probably heard the exhaust come on that one. And changes everything, allowing you to be able to have a lot more dynamic responses for being able to have fun driving. It does a bit less with the electric motors, right? It's going to always have the motor on. You're able to at least have a lot more fun with it. And if you wanted to be really serious, and they tell you only do this at a closed course track, you can hit and hold it down, and then it's going to go over into track mode. Once you're inside of track mode, all EV is turned off, and your electronic traction control is turned off, and you're able to really open it up and have a lot of fun. Ready?
Yeah.
All right, tell them about the windshield wipers.
Oh. Work that way. Now we're stuck in traffic, so we thought we'd talk about some things that we were surprised at decisions that Acura made. And one of the things through all the rain that we were dealing with yesterday was this car has auto lights, hybrid this and computer that, not auto rain sensing windshield wipers, which sounds petty, but I mean, this is a $160,000 car,
My wife's $30,000 Mercedes-Benz has it.
Yeah, the Cayman has it.
So it was a little interesting.
Get on the page.
Exactly. But don't do the same crappy one that BMW and Mercedes did, those cars that I've had, where it barely sprinkles and we're going to go balls wild like it needs to be on high. Like, no, don't do that.
Get that mist out of here.
Yeah.
The other weird thing we found is the glove box looks like it should be bigger than it is, but when you open it up, what would be space is not space at all. Like it's just covered up. They just use it all up.
There's a cup holder in there that you can slap into the car so you can actually have drinks, but it only fits that and a little bit of space to the left of it. Doesn't even big enough to fit the owner's manual with the cup holder thing in there. So the owner's manual is in the trunk, right? So the space is a little weird about the glove box area. And we figured if they did the design slightly differently, you'd be able to have a little more space to put something in there.
Yeah.
So that was a little weird, but it is wrapped in nice Alcantara, so that's
it makes it worth it. Yeah.
But then in the back, the trunk, man, it's
holy crap.
It doesn't have a ton of space, but you know what? From the Viper to this, I would say they're pretty close to. Seemingly the same. You're going to go look online and it's going to tell you, oh, the Acura NSX has 4.4 cubic feet of trunk space. And like, I don't know what 4.4 cubic feet mean. Can you give me some dimensions? And long story short, no, the internet could not give me any dimensions. I finally found one YouTube video that talked about, hey, I can fit my golf clubs in here. I'm like, okay, I don't know the bag size of your golf clubs. Then I finally found a dude, probably 15 videos deep, about Acura NSX's reviews that went with his wife on a road trip, and he took his luggage, that would be a carry-on for going on a plane, and he was able to scoot it in there. I said, oh, perfect, I think it's going to fit then. And then shout out to Terrence, he went and got the ruler, gave me the proper dimensions, so if anybody needs to know the dimensions of an NSX trunk, I have it now. But the trunk gets pretty hot. So Acura supposedly fixed this in 2019's model. I watched one of the previous 10-15 reviews talk about that, and they had a heat sensing gun, and it stayed about 80 degrees in the trunk on the newer 2019 and up. But 2017, they did not fix that problem. So the bags get pretty hot back there. Hope you already had gel for your deodorant because it's getting liquefied anyways.
But pizza's going to stay hot, so you put your pizza back there.
Right. You
whatever.
Just take out. You need to keep it warm. You're good to go. So there's a few things that you saw. We wanted to be able to talk about all the good, which has been awesome so far. I'm super excited about the car. I think it's going to be great. But we also wanted to let you know there's a few things that we saw that were like, oh, okay, well that's an interesting choice, and maybe some of the negative sides. And a lot of people talk about, oh, well, the NSX and it's not a true NSX, and they don't like the car for whatever reason. And I'm like the small things that we're talking about here are just very minor inconveniences, if that. From trunk space size to glove box size. And I don't need the windshield washer thing. I just find that interesting that you put all the rest of the technology in. You didn't throw that on too. So, no, it's been good.
Let's see what's in the front.
Oh, the front.
Yeah, we never got a chance to look at that.
Over there, I found.
Okay. All right. It kind of looks like the front of a first gen NSX.
Yeah.
So you got a little trunk right here. No, just kidding. And we're back to Dallas. So anyway, the car is legit. It's much better. It's much more comfortable than the Viper.
Way more comfortable.
We're gonna have some good times with this thing.
Next time you see it, it's gonna have a wing on the back, and that's about all it needs for right now.
Yeah, we're gonna get some rest. So until the next time.
All right, we're revving out.
Is this loud mode?
It always starts like that.
Oh, okay.
Now EV.
If you're not in sport,
It's just automatically.
if you're not in sport plus, then it's crazy.
It's so crazy. Can't be silent like that.